Good morning, good morning, good morning. The sun is shining, the birds are chirping, and you are breathing. Today is Thursday, November the 2nd, 2023. My name is Stephen Carnegie, and welcome to This Is Just a Thought. Today's word of the day, inane, which means lacking significance, meaning, or a point. Inane. Hope everyone's enjoying the Thursday. End of the work week is almost here. Man, if you're like most, last night, tonight, and tomorrow night, fall is here. We got a freeze. They sent out a freeze warning and it came in. Temperatures were in the 20s this morning. I woke up and stepped outside. I said, oh no, I forgot my Kango. Man, I'm a little older. I ain't as young as you guys out there. I can't do the cold thing. This old big old head, it looks warm, but it ain't when that cold hits. Boy, and I feel it. So, hey, I went back in the house. I had to put a scully on, as you would say, or for us Southerners, a toboggan. Northerners are always riding this because we call what they call mid hats or hats toboggans. I'm not too sure where that came from. I gotta look that up. We gotta look that up. But yeah, temperatures. I believe it got down to 29 last night. They're saying it could be in those high 20s again. So man, if you're going out first thing in the morning or you're out late tonight, at least up until Friday, I believe it says Saturday is supposed to temperatures are going to only drop down into the 40s, and we're going to see some 70s going into the weekend and into next week. So if you're outside any of these days or out late or early in the morning, bundle up. We ain't seen the 20s in a while, and it certainly threw me for a loop this morning. Just did. Man, I haven't been up here in a while. I gotta apologize, but football season is upon us. Football season is upon us, upon us. And last Sunday, there were some couple of upsets. Kind of threw me for a loop, I gotta say. Man, the first game, it had to be the Denver Broncos versus the Kansas City Chiefs. That was unbelievable. The Denver Broncos defeated the defending Super Bowl champs 24 to 9. Patrick Mahomes and company, Kelsey didn't look so good. They couldn't get things going. The team as a whole didn't look so good. I don't know what was going on. Maybe it was some injuries. Or it could be. If you've been watching football this season, you know Travis Kelsey is dating Taylor Swift. She's been in every home game, or just about every home game, maybe a away game or two. And it certainly has the NFL on everyone's mind and on everyone's lips with him dating Taylor Swift. But those guys, man, they didn't look so tough last week. The Denver Broncos of all squads. And they're nowhere in the picture. They just aren't. They just aren't. But the second game that threw me was San Francisco 49ers versus the Cincinnati Bengals. Joe Burrow and company. They beat the 49ers 31 to 17. They put a shellacking on them. It threw me for a loop. I know it threw a whole lot of other people for a loop. Just did. If anybody betted on that game, they lost their money and their shirt because Joe Burrows and company. Joe Burrows was looking pretty good. Beginning of the season, he wasn't looking so tough. He had a little injury he had to work through, get back in rhythm. Looks like he's there now, baby. Man, and that really floored me. Really did. Those two games right there. And the Minnesota Vikings versus the Packers, Green Bay. Jordan Love, he's not well. I mean, hey, he's been the backup to Aaron Rodgers all those years. And in the first game of the season, the first two games, he was looking good. Now he's not looking so tough because they lost to the Queens 24 to 10. But Kirk Cousins went out. Injury. Yeah, we'll see how the Vikings season goes because hey, they were predicted to, be in the playoffs and possibly make a run. But the surprise of the NFC North, no, it's not the Chicago Bears. Oh God, they look horrible. They just look horrible. I don't know what that is. Uh, the Bears, they were defeated, of course, and they just looked horrible. Uh, that ain't the Chicago Bears defense. Just ain't. No one can convince me. I know this growing pains. They're. You got a young squad. Yeah, they do have a bunch of young players, but that defense just looked horrible. I honestly I can't tell you what that was. They played Sunday night against the Chargers and they lost 30-13. Hubert looked good for the Chargers. That's a pretty good quarterback. He just is. I ain't joking, but he is. He just is. But man, uh, the surprise in the NFC North has got to be the Detroit Lions. Who knew? Golf. And they got some running backs. They got a stable of running backs. They got three of them. Montgomery's out with an injury, the former Chicago Bears running back. I don't know why in the world Chicago let him go, but I'm not a sports, football aficionado, but I don't think I would have let him go. I just don't. But yeah, the Detroit Lions, surprisingly, they're at the top of the NFC North. And they quite possibly, if they stay healthy and keep their mind right, they can go deep. They just can't. They just can't. And in another game, the Miami Dolphins defeated the New England Patriots. Wow, Bill Belichick, it's not looking good for you. It just isn't. Just isn't. and Tua and Hill and company, they 31-17 was the final score of that. Miami could be the best team in the NFL. They're just good. They're just good. And hey, the Carolina Panthers finally won one last week against the Houston Texans, 15-13. So they won one game for the season, right up there with the Bears. Lord help us all. Lord help us all. And of course, another super team in the NFL, Philadelphia Eagles. They defeated the Washington Commanders 38-31. No surprise there. And the Jets beat the Giants 13-10. But man, well, tonight we got some Thursday night football. Looks like it's going to be Pittsburgh Steelers against the Tennessee Titans. Man, the Steelers aren't looking so tough this year. What in the world is going on with them? Who knows? Who knows? That's football. Just is. All your predictions and whatever or what have you. When the season starts, game starts, it's anybody's game. Uh, the movie Any Given Sunday comes to mind, and it is. It's anybody's game. So, like I said, those two games last week with the 49ers and how they were beaten by the Bengals, and then you had the Chiefs and the Broncos. No one saw that coming. Yeah, it was just a straight walk. Everybody just knew 49ers were going to pull it off. Chiefs were going to continue to win. Hey, Kansas City on again, off again. Chiefs, Patrick Mahomes and company, they couldn't get it done. Broncos, wow, who knew? Who knew? Well, wow, it is a lot has been going on in world, the world that we know it. Got a lot of conflicts going on. Hey, between Israel and Palestine at Gaza Strip, it started up again. Hamas, wow, uh, no words whatsoever. And of course, you got the continuation in Ukraine and Russia, and just day-to-day dealings with people and folks and how they act and interact with each other. I may be the lone wolf. I'm always out on that proverbial limb, but I'm just going to step out on it and say, these fools are nuts. The world has gone crazy. It just has. Like I said, there's a lot going on in the world day to day. Like I said, just dealing with folks. But I wanted to get up here and talk to you guys for a little bit. This will probably be a short one. Well, it is going to be a short one. I haven't been up, man. When I look back and I saw my last podcast, it's going on 2 months, and I couldn't believe it. But sometimes in life throws you curveballs. It'll drop you dead on your head and knock you straight in your mouth, and that's just what happened. I had to make some adjustments. As you can tell, I'm somewhere new, somewhere different. But hey, that is life. And you got to be able to stand up on 10 toes down and handle it. And I don't want to go off track that much, but it appears that a lot of folks can't handle that. They fall apart. That's what's going on in the world as I see it right now. Folks are really and truly have lost their minds. Can't handle stress, can't handle difficulties, can't handle change. One of the strong foundations or precepts of being an adult is your ability to handle change, to handle stress. We're all grown. That's just life. You have to. It's never going to go away. But I see a lot of folks, just like I said, in my dealings and day to day, they can't handle it. They just completely and utterly just fall apart. But hey, I'm not a Bible thumper, but my faith, my spirituality, that is what has kept me afloat. Because, hey, like I said, life throws you a lot of curveballs. You got to be able to stand 10 toes down and say, you know what, it is what it is. I guess I'm just going to pray and work myself through it. And that's what I had to do. Uh, Thankful and blessed that, hey, I'm still here. I'm back now doing this podcast because at one point in time I was thinking to myself, sadly, man, I don't know if I can go back and do that again. It's been so long. And something inside of me said, fool, what do you mean? You created this on your own. You put this together yourself. You got up and you went and got it. With a total in almost 2.5, 3 years or whatever, I have like 340 some odd episodes, some audio, most audio, some visual, like here on YouTube. Wow. There was no way in the world I was just going to let that drop. I was going to throw that away. So I pulled myself together, came up with some ideas, and what do you know? So hey, I apologize. I was going to come back and say, hey, I was just going to do the podcast like I never stopped. I'm just going to pick up where I left off. And something inside of me said, no, you can't do that. You owe those people an apology, those subscribers, or those that may be listening for the first time. You owe them an apology because even though I said I got up, I got to be honest with you, I dropped the ball. I just did. I'm not making light of the situation. I dropped the ball. I just did. So I said, hey, I would come back, talk to you guys for a few. I'm back. So there's going to be many, 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 many more podcasts. If I irritate you, well, get ready because I'm getting ready to irritate you some more. Like I said, I have like 340 some odd episodes of this podcast. This is just a thought, and I ain't ready to give it up just yet. Life threw something at me. I stumbled a bit, but I got back up. That's life. And I'll tell any and everyone that is life. That's just how it rolls. You got to be able to get back up, stand on your own 2 feet, 10 toes down, pray and keep moving. That's what I do. And it has worked for me for 50 years. And I ain't stopping now. So once again, I apologize for the brief delay, if I can say that. Yeah, when I look back, I said, man, it's been almost 2 months. It's been over 2 months. What in the world have I been doing? Life. Life comes at you. There ain't no way around it. It just does. So once again, I apologize. I will be doing a whole lot more podcasts, some more interesting topics and subjects, and of course, hey, we got to talk about a lot of health, the economy, uh, sports, just whatever it is. If you've been following me for all these years and all these episodes, I talk about any and everything. Don't really dabble in the entertainment side like that or relationships. I feel that's been done enough. I can't do it any justice. And besides, no one really wants to hear my opinion on those subjects. Because a lot of you, wow, you follow these celebrities and stars, you're like, they are it. What's going on with your life? What are you doing? Sitting around, phone in your hand, or sitting at a laptop, watching other people be productive and move forward with their life while you're standing still. Not trying to be funny, but you are. Just are. All right. Well, I'm going to get out of here. I'm going to skedaddle. I won't hold you guys too much longer. Hey, like I always say, hit that like and subscribe button on YouTube so you can get notified when I drop these podcasts. Keep you in the loop. Follow me on Anchor, Spotify, Google Podcasts. Wherever you are streaming, hit that like and subscribe button so you can get notified when I drop these podcasts. Keep you in the loop. And as always, my name is Stephen Carnegie. Thank you for listening. This is just a thought. Amen.